back again for another video. So this time I'm going to talk about children. I don't normally talk about children on my channel, but they're an integral part of the masculine and feminine existence. They're the reason why this existence is necessary, because when you strike a balance of feminine and masculine together, it produces, and children is the product. But I want to talk about where our community has gone as Black people. I know there's other people that listen to my channel, but this time I want to make it very specific to my people. I know that some of what I may say may fit other cultures as well. So this still is a video that you probably could take in and get some things from. But nonetheless, where our community is going in regards to children. You know, growing up, I experienced a lot of things. I lost a lot of my memory, by the way. I don't remember a lot of my childhood. I don't remember a lot of my teen years. I was in the military, and, you know, I suffered some amount of trauma that resulted in memory loss. So things are a little bit here and there for me as far as my memory. But anyways, when it comes to what I can remember, you know, I always remembered that women were very reveled for taking care of children. And it was often commonplace that, you know, the men were looked down upon if they were not present. Now, I'm not making any excuses for the men. I'm not making any type of discounts for the men, because I wasn't old enough to understand at the time. And even still to date, I may not have all the information to make a proper assessment to why they were not there. All I know is that it happened. So I can't say either for or against if that was a good or bad thing. But socially speaking, since the time I was young and the time I came to realization of what a father should represent, which was probably in my latter 20s when I had my first child, I realized something. I realized that my say for my child was not as important as the mother's say. Now, you know, men, they can be like, well, you know, I get to make the shots, I get to call the shots, blah, 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 you know, but we live in a society where women have more say than men in regards to children. But I want to talk more specifically once again about the Black community. I have a few questions that I'm going to probably pause it on and maybe answer in this video. If I don't get to them, I'm going to answer them eventually. But nonetheless, the questions still remain. Why have we grown socially as a community to where the men say does not equal the women say? I want you to think about something. I want you to visualize this socially to how we became what we are today. It is true that a woman has more say over a child. But once again, why? I want to attempt to answer that now. My belief is that we've grown so accustomed to the dysfunction of excluding the father that this is a normality for us. That even when a father is present, he has socially the equal amount of say of a non-present father. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange that even though the circumstances have changed or may have changed in regards to a father not being present to a father being present, his level of say is still equal? Why? Why is it that in our community, we have oppressed the men so much so in regards to their position in the family, and we have excluded them so much so, or maybe they have excluded themselves? Once again, I can't say. I was young. But as I'm looking at it now, there are many fathers that are around, but they are still facing the same amount of culpability as a non-present father. Why? Are there women out there who believe that a present father's say is just as much worth as a father who is not around? I would ask the women to think about how they view the father of their child. Is it that you hold a unilateral, if you are not together? I mean, even if you are together, I guess it doesn't matter. Do you hold a unilateral stance on how you view children in regards to who gets to say and who has the swing vote? Are you viewing yourself as being more important in the child's say of what goes on with that child? Or are you basing it on an equal stance? Or are you giving the father the command who is present? Let's just assume. Because I think these questions need to be answered. I think this is a topic that needs to be flushed out a little bit. Because I think we will start to get more to the truth of how we became a dysfunctional community. Sure, we can think back to when the state offered women, especially in our community, public assistance in exchange for their men. But at what level do women start taking accountability for their culpability in this? Because it's not the state who forces the hand of the woman. Women make the cognitive choice. So I want you guys to think about that. I want you to really evaluate that. Maybe we can have a conversation about it. I think it would be very important. Because yes, we talk about the treatment of children by BWs, and we talk about the non-present fathers, but how do we get here? I mean, we can throw out, public assistance helped divide the community because it gave women an opportunity to do without a man. But I've talked about this before. We, as a community, believe that men have no purpose, even the men themselves, because that's what's been taught generation after generation after generation. As society grows and you have the extensions of a man. I don't even know if I did that video yet. Maybe I talked about it in a different video, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll talk about it again. But we have the extensions of a man, and that results in a woman not necessarily needing a man, air quotes, quote unquote. But what happens when society falls? Then will she need a man? Remember my video when I was talking about what women should be doing during this pandemic and what men should be doing during this pandemic? I also did another video of what kind of things you should expect. I wonder if anybody paid attention to how accurate I was. But anyways, I think I talked long enough. Maybe we'll have this conversation live one day. But until then, this has been a Wolf from Bay to Close, and may you have a good day, and peace be with you.